Hello and welcome to a simple 3D building animation tutorial. First, you're gonna go into your composition settings. I'm gonna make my width 1000, height 1250, and the duration only about 5 seconds. So next I'm gonna bring in my PNGs. Basically I have a sky background, and I also have a building background. So I'm going to drag the building PNG in front. That's what it looks like. What we're going to be doing is cutting it up, separating the layers, and making it come back together in a cool way. That's what we're going to be walking through today. So first off, you're going to cut the layers up. So I'm going to just grab the pen tool and select around it. I'm going to grab this part of the floor right here. And then I'm just going to trace around to where I want. Just so it's getting that top part right there. And so now it's just masked the top part. Great. That's what we want. Next, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm just going to double click and drag down on my duplicate. And so now it's revealing more of the building, but now I want to reselect it so it gets the part of the building that I want. So I double clicked on it, and now I'm looking through the different points and fixing it up. And that almost there. Just readjusting so it's along that line. Cool, so I got what I needed, got my selections. Okay, so I jump forward to my next selection here. All the orange lines up top that were left behind, I'm going to grab in a sec. These lines down, and you can't drag them all by selecting at one time. So what you're going to have to do is just drag each one individually, which is kind of annoying. There might be some better ways to do that, but this is the best way I found. When you're doing it from the previous selection, you bring them down to in the middle of your orange box. Bring them down. Couple more. All right, got it. And that should be the final one. So now I'm going to look at my layers. They're all separated. So that is, I would say, the most challenging part of the video. The rest of it is pretty smooth sailing. So I have all my layers selected. I am going to click Command P, or just P, and get position, and then place the position around 2 frames later where I want to. Now I'm going to drag the layers down one by one, back at the start of the keyframing, and the layers are down there. So now when I just go a little bit up, they are moving, and now I want to move the layers to be separated. So I'm going to grab each one and just put a little bit of separation in between. Each layer. Grab this last one here. That should be good. So when they pop up, there's a little bit of separation, and then it comes back to the original place you want it to be. So the next step, I want to kind of make everything a little bit shorter here, just make it a faster transition. But next I'm going to select all my keyframes here, and I'm going to select FN and F9 at the same time as if you're on a Mac. So just F9 if you're not, but FN, F9. I'm going to select my graphs here and pull them all the way to the left so they look like this. And there should be like a stop. There should be that stop at the end of the L curve. And so it's dragged all the way to right about there. And you'll play it, and so it'll pop up like that, kind of slowly. I feel like that's at a good spot. Let's play it again. Boom. Back to position. Okay, so next, I'm going to be adding the 3D element to each layer. So what I'm going to do is grab the pen tool, and I'm going to get around the edges, and it's going to create a shape layer right where I need it to be. And the shape layer, I want to attach it to the correct one. So So the shape layer is now attached to the first top layer, and let's see what it looks like now. So now it moves with it up top, and it looks like that layer has a bottom floor to it. So we're going to do the same thing to the next one. I'm just going to duplicate it. You got to make sure that it's not attached to the same one again, so just press none, and then attach it to the right one. And I'm just going to drag this one down. And just adjust it a bit. That one should be good to go. Now I'm going to duplicate the other one, drag that down, make sure it is not aligned to the wrong one, and that should be good. You just got to double click on it and you'll be able to adjust the points again. So that should be solid on that part. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. And yeah, we should have our layers. We should have our bottom floors on the layers. So now they come apart and it kind of looks more 3D. You could probably do a better job of aligning it to where the original position was than I did, but that should be pretty solid. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in an adjustment layer, and I'm going to the effects tool, and I'm going to type in slider control, and I'm going to bring that over. And I actually duplicated slider control here twice. So I have slider control 1 and slider control 2. The screen isn't showing it right now. But what you're going to do, and the transform as well, I forgot to mention. Bring the effects transform over to the left. What you're going to do is hold Alt and position, and the writing portion, you're going to type wiggle with the exclamation, or with the parentheses next to it. You're going to select the right one, and that orange thing will pop up, but it doesn't matter right now. You're gonna drag that icon to slider 1, hold a comma, and then next go to slider 2. Do the same thing, and that should be set. The orange will go away. Now that's all good. We're gonna go up to slider. We are going to go up to slider once it reaches the part where all the layers are moved away from each other. You're going to select the keyframe for each one of those, And the first one, you're going to type 5. And the second one, you're going to type 50. And you're going to go to the end once it's fully finished, and you're going to bring both down to 0. What that's going to do is create a wiggle effect, a shake effect to kind of push those together. So that's what our final product looks like. And yeah.